Hey, so who is your supply? Who is your supply? Who supplies your every need? Ooh, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hey, this is the Deliberate Live Stream, and I am Rosemary Nonny Knight, RNK for short. So, who is this? I actually wrote a blog about this morning, so depending on when you're listening to this, you need to go look for it. Okay? I think the picture says something along the lines of your work is not your supply. Now, I was brought up, like a lot of us in this community, okay, we were all brought up spiritual in some way. Now, that may have taken us a religious form. I definitely was brought up Christian, okay, well, first of all, Catholic, and then I kind of veered a little bit to becoming Christian when I was 17 or something, to just being plain Christian. I still see Catholics as Christians. I know some people don't necessarily agree. Anyway, I'm not getting into any of that. Basically, what I want to talk about is the fact that I grew up, just like a lot of you guys listening in to me, would have grown up knowing that you're supposed to trust the divine, the universal mind, the divine intelligence, the whatever you want to call it, source. That is supposed to be your source, okay? And then of course you do your things. You do things like going to work or, usually going to work. What else are you going to do? Starting a business, something like that. So you do all of that stuff in order to as a channel for your wealth, but it isn't supposed to be your full supply. But as we grown up, we've been conditioned to think, because I know, like, I was brought up I was born here in the UK, but then I was back in Nigeria, where I was brought up to believe that, look, unless you get a really good education and you get really good grades and you do all of that stuff and you get all the piece of paper, you're going to be in trouble, man. You're going to be in trouble because there's no other way for you to look after yourself, and you need to do all of this stuff, and oh my gosh. And that is what I took on, okay? I took on this whole concept of that it's all completely dependent on me, whilst giving lip service to the spiritual side of me. So I longed for that feeling of being taken care of by the divine, by Papa, by God, whatever you want to call it, but I didn't actually trust it. So I'd say all the words, pray the prayers, but then really I felt it was completely on me, on my work, on my business, to provide for me, okay? So I'm asking you this, do you resonate with that, where maybe you're still in that place right now, where you trust you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Of course you need to trust yourself, absolutely, but you're completely dependent on how hard you can work. Except, and this is what happens to all of us at some point, if you're a hard worker, which we mostly are in this community, you get to the point where you realize no matter how much harder you work, you're not actually getting any much better results. You seem to get to a cap. And at that point, you realize, if I'm going to step into the unlimited supply, it's going to be about more than just the work of my hands. How many more hours can I work, really? Because I know, like, as a pharmacist, I was working 60, 80 hours just trying to keep my head above water. And in the end, bankruptcy. In the end, it just didn't work, because there was only so much my hands could do. There was only so many hours in the day, and if my income is capped at a certain amount per hour, how many are you going to do? So some people go and get another job. I remember actually when I first dabbled that business, I worked 3 jobs at the same time or something, because I'm thinking, okay, let's get another job. Ooh, can I fit that other job around it? And so there was all of this, and I never really ever thought that I could actually trust that money could come from unexpected sources, that it could just somehow work. And in fact, I saw it as a bit of weakness to think that I should, and I possibly, okay, it depends on who I'm speaking to. Because, there are different kinds of people. Some people are literally not doing anything and expecting everything. But I'm not speaking to those people. I'm speaking to us we work hard, okay? We work hard, so it's not that we shy away from hard work when it comes to the things that we would like to create. We don't shy away from hard work, okay? We don't shy away from doing the work, the physical work. But we do shy away from trusting the divine. We claim to be very, well, okay, I'm not going to say we anymore because I've kind of got over that. One of my affirmations these days is, the divine is my supply and he's always on time. The divine is my supply and is always on time. The divine is my supply and is always on time. Actually, I say Papa is my supply and is always on time. Papa is my supply and is always on time. Because I had to take on that affirmation because I realized that I was completely trusting myself to be my supply. And if if you try to live only from your experience, there's a limit to your experience. There's a limit to your experience. You don't know enough, okay? You may know a lot, and I knew a lot, honey. I had a lot of pieces of paper that told you that I knew a lot, okay? Postgraduate stuff and everything. But some of you have street smarts and you know a lot, but you still only know as much as you or your parents maybe taught you or whatever. But then you tap into that whole universe thing here, God, then honey, suddenly you're into the unlimited supply. But only if you will learn to trust it. Because for most of us, we sing it, we talk it, we pray it. But do you believe it? Do you actually believe it? Do you actually believe that you will be taken care of, that you will be provided for? Or is it just one of those things that you shout out? Maybe if you're a churchgoer, then you're shouting it out on Sunday. Yes, the Lord's my supply. But then you go back home, and it's like it's all on you, and you're just so worried, and you're stressed out, and you just don't have the faith. Let's be honest. This is it. I wrote about this earlier on the page, so again, you can look on the page. Faith is a choice. It isn't just something that just lights upon you. It's a choice. Belief, it's a choice. Again, not just something that just happens, it's something you choose. You can choose self-doubt as well. You can choose a lack of faith as well if you want to. You can choose what you allow to be paramount in your mind. But this is it. I know that every single one of us wants access to that incredible supply. We want to trust that actually it's not just on us, that there is more than just us, especially as we in this community, we are spiritual people, we say these words. It's time for you to start actually building belief so that it is your reality. Please, anyway, again, I know I'm not speaking to those who misunderstand what I'm saying to say don't do anything. But I am saying we want to go beyond the work of our own hands. Because if we are going to have the impact that we're here to have on this planet, these things that we talk about, that we claim to believe to be true, we need to actually tap into it. If we are going to impact this world, if we're going to make this world a more beautiful place, if we are going to do the call, live out the call on our lives, if we are going to make the difference that we want to make, then guess what? We must tap into this divine supply. So, I would encourage you to affirm with me, the divine's my supply, and he's always on time. The divine's my supply, and he's always on time. And again, the divine's my supply, and he's always on time. The divine's my supply, and he's always on time. Okay? Let that be your affirmation and start to actually figure out, okay, you know what? Don't just start on your own here, because the chances are that you've wanted to believe this for a very long time, but you haven't figured out how to believe it. So this is it. I invite you to join me for building belief. Okay? I invite you to join me for building belief, because I do completely believe, and I just don't even know why I wasted so much time. And I'm thankful for the journey that I've been through, for sure, and that got me to that point when I finally realized that nothing is going to happen by chance. If I'm going to become that faith-filled person, it's because I'm going to have built it, not because I'm going to have to design it into my life, not because it just happened to me. And it won't happen to you. It will happen because you deliberately build it into your life. You design it into your life, okay? Faith is a choice. It is a choice you make, and it's a choice to build it. It doesn't just happen. And sometimes we as spiritual people, we think we should just have it. You don't really ever just have any good thing. You work into it, you build into it, and it's very simple to do this stuff because it's very simple to do the opposite stuff, but you suddenly become a lot more deliberate. You start building belief instead. So I'm inviting you to join me for building belief, okay? It is something that I'm doing starting Monday. Well, it depends on when you're listening to this video, of course. If you listen to this video after we go live, then it's as soon as you come and join us, basically. So it's called Building Belief, how to drive 7-day application program to drive fear, lack, and uncertainty out of your life immediately. Basically, I think that's it. Anyway, you should go and have a look at it, okay? So I don't like shoulds, so go and have a look at it anyway. I invite you to go and have a look at it. So right now, I'm putting the link in here for you. So it is rosemaryonunite.com/building belief. Let us deliberately build a belief system where it is not just all on you. You don't have enough experience, okay? You have enough experience to be where you are, but you want to rise up, you want to go to the next level, you need more than just you. And you know it, okay? I'm not telling you anything new. If I'm telling you something new, then we're probably in the wrong place, or you're probably in the wrong place. But I'm speaking to those who are spiritual, and I've always been, okay? And you know that actually there is something more that wants to provide for you. You just haven't learned how to tap into that, and you've always thought that it's completely on you. Well, you've acted as though it's all on you when you know there's more. So I'm inviting you to join me for Building Belief, which starts we'll start whenever you go and join it. So go over to rosemaryonunite.com/building belief, and you will, for 7 days, get simple, practical exercises for you to do to build belief. We will go over a few different ideas to help you build belief so that you are driving fear, lack, and uncertainty away from your life. The same way it kind of was created into your life, we're going to get rid of it, except we're going to be very much more conscious and deliberate about the process. 7 days with me, working with me, it will make a difference. So go join in. It's at rosemaryonunite.com/building belief. All the information is on the page. Join in. Join in. Okay? Until the next time, my honeys, who is your supply? Who is your supply? Because it's time to step into the unlimited supply. And I don't just say that lightly. It is truth, and you know it. Okay? Till the next time, much amazing love. Bye.